It started like any other sunny morning on the set of Live with Kelly and Mark. Smooth jazz cued, applause erupted, and America's favorite daytime duo waltzed on stage, smiles gleaming brighter than their morning coffee. But little did the audience know, today's show would serve up more than just pop culture headlines and celebrity interviews. It was going to be a front-row seat to a marital geography debate that had been brewing beneath the surface like an espresso shot left too long in the machine. "Good morning," Kelly Ripa chirped, waving to the cameras. "It's Tuesday, the sun is shining, the coffee is hot, and the husband is, well, he's still adjusting to East Coast living again." Mark Consuelos chuckled, his usual suave demeanor intact, but there was a flicker in his eye that hinted at a domestic disagreement soon to be aired out, on national television. "Not adjusting," he said, looking into the camera with mock gravity, "just expressing my opinion that maybe, Southern California has better weather, better tacos, and better parking." Kelly shot him a sideways glance, eyebrow raised, lips pursed in that signature Ripa sass that made her a household name. "Oh, here we go," she said, tapping her note cards on the desk like a gavel. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's segment, Mark Wants to Move Again." The audience roared. What followed was not just a conversation, but a spirited, affectionate back and forth that felt less like a talk show segment and more like the kind of real-life debate any long-married couple might have, only with millions of viewers watching. "Let me paint the picture," Mark said, leaning forward. "You wake up to palm trees. You don't need 6 layers just to take the trash out. You know what that is. That's peace. That's mental clarity. That's the West Coast." "Right," Kelly said, nodding. "And let me paint my picture. You walk out your front door and hear the sounds of life. Real life. New York life. Honking horns, people yelling, 'Get out of the way.' That's vitality. That's home." Mark feigned a wince. "I think you just described a panic attack with a view." Kelly smiled sweetly. "It's called ambience, darling." While the banter was laced with humor, there was an undercurrent of sincerity. For the first time on Live, the audience saw a glimpse of the personal negotiations that happen behind the scenes in any long-term relationship, even one that seems perfect from the outside. The glamorous veneer was momentarily peeled back to reveal two people, deeply in love, who simply saw the idea of home differently. "Look, when the kids were little," Kelly said, growing a bit more thoughtful, "it made sense to be bicoastal. We had work in LA, we had roots here in New York. We did what worked. But now, I love being settled. I love the rhythm of this city. I love our brownstone. I love seasons." Mark nodded, clearly understanding her point. "And I get that. But I also miss the ease of California. I sleep better there. I don't feel as, what's the word, compressed." "Compressed," Kelly repeated, laughing. "You're 6 feet tall and made of muscle. You are compression." Even the crew behind the cameras were chuckling now. "But seriously," Mark continued, "I just think we should keep the door open. Maybe a little place out west. Maybe half the year there, half here. Just something to think about." Kelly leaned back in her chair, arms crossed but smiling. "You mean like a timeshare?" she quipped. Mark shot back, "Don't tempt me. I saw a brochure in the mail the other day." As the segment went on, the conversation touched on everything from nostalgia to future plans. "You know," Kelly said, softer now, "we've built a life here. Our kids know these streets. Our memories are in these walls. I'm not saying I won't visit California. I'm just saying, I don't want to start over. Not again." There it was, the truth underneath the jokes. Kelly wasn't just talking about real estate. She was talking about belonging. And Mark, for all his palm tree dreams, was listening. And to his credit, he didn't argue. He reached across the desk, took her hand in his, and said, "I don't need palm trees. I just need us. But maybe, we can add a palm tree in the backyard. A compromise." The audience melted. "Only if we can decorate it for Christmas," Kelly replied. As the cameras cut to commercial, the tension dissolved, and the couple leaned toward each other, whispering and laughing off mic. Later that day, social media exploded with clips from the segment. Hashtags like #RipAvsConsuelos, #EastCoastLove, and #TeamPalmTree trended by noon. Fans weighed in passionately. Mark is right. Who wants to shovel snow? Kelly for president. New York is the soul of America. Can we all just chip in and buy them a second home? Meanwhile, real estate agents in Malibu and Manhattan were likely rubbing their hands in anticipation. The real takeaway: it wasn't about LA or New York. It wasn't even about weather or parking or tacos. It was about partnership. In a world where celebrity relationships are often curated or carefully protected from public view, Kelly and Mark offered a refreshingly authentic glimpse into the kind of everyday discussion couples everywhere have. Where do we feel most at home? And how do we meet in the middle when we don't quite agree? Their on-air conversation reminded viewers of something profound yet simple. Home isn't a place, it's a decision you make together. And sometimes, that decision involves a little give, a little take, and maybe a palm tree decorated for Christmas.